Hey everybody, welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So today is Thursday, which means it is Booklist Thursday. Booklist Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book, thoughts, ideas, recommendations, and something bookish related. So today, as we are kind of thinking about summer and vacations, and we did sizzling summer reads not that long ago, we're going to kind of keep on with that trend, and we're going to talk about books that are set in places that we have traveled to or vacationed in before. So I have 5 different books, 5 different places. I have a historical, a mystery, a nonfiction, a historical fiction. We're all over the board. So all good things. First one, and I don't really have a reason why I picked all of these. They just were the ones that came to mind when I thought of this prompt. So first one I want to talk about is a book based in Minnesota. I visited there quite a few times. Actually, I've gone there to visit Amanda, and a number of other times. I mean, it's basically the neighbor, to Wisconsin. So Unspeakable Things by Jess Lowry. So this one is based on a true story set in the 1980s in Minnesota. We follow our main character, Cassie. Her and her sister live on a farm, kind of in this small town with their family. Her parents are a little odd, but they're kind of used to it. It's just the way that they've grown up. And one year, local kids start going missing, one by one. Some of them come back and they're very changed when they come back, and nobody can figure out what's going on. Cassie gets involved when her sister becomes one of those kids. So I remember flying through this book, enjoying the mystery, and it was set in Minnesota. So there is my first recommendation. Next one I have is set in New York, which I've been to. Well, obviously I've been to all these places. And this is The Address by Fiona Davis. Pretty much all of her books are set in New York, but this is the one that I just decided to pick and feature. So this one, I think I did it because there's a little mystery to it. Plus it's got that historical aspect to it. And I believe there's multiple timelines. Yes, 1985, 1885. It's 100 years apart. So we have Theodore. He's an architect for the grand New York apartment house called the Dakota. He gives a job offer to Sarah Smith. Has completely changed her world. She's basically moving on up in the world. She has the opportunity to manage the Dakota, and to see more of Theo, because there's a little romance involved there. 100 years later, former interior designer Bailey is fresh out of rehab, desperate for new opportunities. Her grandfather was the ward of the famed architect Theodore, the guy that built it. Melinda is also a character. How does that go? Her cousin Melinda, Camden's biological great-granddaughter, will inherit almost everything. So Melinda suggests that Bailey oversees the renovations of the Dakota apartment. She jumps on that chance to kind of get to know Theodore himself and what happened. So Theodore had died in this apartment after being stabbed by a former Dakota employee who previously lived there, and is now and then was sent to an insane asylum and is considered a madwoman. Her name is Sarah Smith. So a century apart, we have Sarah's story. We have Bailey kind of taking refuge here and trying to uncover the mystery here. And we go from there, and that is the beauty of The Address. And I loved it so much, so much. So that one, highly recommend as well. Okay, next one I want to talk about is my nonfiction pick for this. And it's called Upstairs at the White House. This one obviously takes place in Washington, D.C., which we did as a family trip. 3 years ago again. It was fantastic. But this is by J.B. West. And J.B. West writes this story about his time as the chief usher at the White House. Being chief usher, he directs the operations and maintenance of the entire building, the whole White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That is his responsibility. So he was there from the Roosevelts, he had the Kennedys, he had the Nixons, and all of the drama in between. All of the nuances from each of them, totally shares it, spills it all in this book. It was really, really, really enjoyable. I read it a long time ago and I still think about this book. So definitely give that one a shot. Then we have our other road trip we took. Part of the road trip we stopped in Kentucky. So I want to talk about The Giver of Stars. This is by Jojo Moyes. This one follows the Eleanor Roosevelt's, what did she call it? traveling library project that she headed up. So obviously historical fiction. We have a newlywed, her name's Alice, settling into a small town with her husband and very overbearing father-in-law. Ooh. If you want a villain to hate, that's one of them. So she finds herself a little bored and wants to kind of do some things. So she answers a call to deliver books as part of Eleanor Roosevelt's traveling library. Her and 3 others become the Packhorse Librarians of Kentucky. They are determined to bring books to anybody and everybody who deserves the opportunity to read and imagine and learn and all that fun stuff. No matter what the cost, no matter what stands in their way, people try to dictate what they hand out. Men are men at that time. It was a really, really great book about friendship and loyalty and following your passion. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I don't know, 5, I'm sure I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic. Again, another book I still think of. And the last book I want to talk about is one I haven't read yet, but I wanted to cover this. So I have, majority of our vacations are in the United States, but I have gone outside a few times. I've gone to Jamaica twice. And so this book, set in Jamaica, Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson, is supposed to be a book club book, and I ended up not being able to go that month, and so I didn't read it. I should have still read it. So we have present-day California. Eleanor Bennett's death leaves behind a puzzling inheritance for her 2 children, Byron and Benny. Traditional Caribbean black cake, made from a family recipe with her long history and a voice recording. In her message, Eleanor shares a I can't say that word. Tumultuous. There it is. Story. About a headstrong young swimmer who escapes her island home under suspicion of murder. From there, the heartbreaking tale Eleanor unfolds, the secrets she still holds back, and the mystery of a long-lost child challenge everything the siblings thought they knew about their lineage and themselves. So, I still need to get to it. And I believe people enjoyed it. I know my sister did enjoy it, and I want to say it was turned into either a movie or miniseries or something. So, that's still on my to be read pile. And now that I've taken it out of the book of the month stack, maybe I'll stick it back here in my next up possibilities pile. So that one's for sure going into the rotation. Hopefully one of these sounds good to you that you haven't read yet. I do absolutely recommend every single one of them. If you're looking for something different though, Upstairs at the White House was super, super unique of a read. So I would definitely pick that one up. Otherwise, head over to Sarah's channel, see what she has for us today for books set in places she's traveled to. Otherwise, comment below, like, subscribe. If you have any books to share of where you've traveled that you enjoy or from your home state, leave them in the comments. Always looking for some fun recommendations. If not, put some sort of car, bus, train, plane emoji just to say hi. Helps me know that you're here because I'd love to know that you're here, as well as increases engagement on the channel and all that fun stuff. Leave that below, and yeah, head over to Sarah's channel, all that jazz, and we'll see you next time. Bye.